January 6th showed us all why we need to be able to defend ourselves. Even in the House chambers, we have several heroes that were among us who joined Capitol Hill Police in an effort to help push back the crowd and help neutralize any threats if necessary. There were at least 4 Republican members who stood with Capitol Hill Police, and the Capitol Hill Police, they unfortunately, they did not have the resources and the additional help that they needed in that chamber at that time. And they would have been completely overwhelmed had those protesters been able to successfully come in those doors at that time. And so they were actually posting these Republican members in areas where they were most vulnerable and needed the most help.
Zombies that are on the earth are a disease like any other disease that affects people, and they become like zombies. Is that right?
Forgive me, but that's only part of the story. Zombies also have the evil spiritual entity known as demon possession, okay? Because there is no rationale with a zombie. The best way to explain zombies' bloodlust is this: the appetite of demons expressed through humans. It should be astonishing to people that the richest people in the world, not all of them, but some of them, are into occult ceremonies where they have to drink, blood that's extracted from a tortured child. Now that's sick, but that's the appetite of demons expressed through humans.
It really defines what free speech is. For example, swearing is now you're not going to be able to swear. There'll be 4 words for sure you can't say. You can't say the C word, the N word, the F word, and you can't use God's name in vain. What a concept, right?
Wow. That's really puritanical. I like it. Keep going.
But if this is what people don't know what free speech is. Free speech doesn't mean you can go on there and say, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to go kill that guy.
Right. So this is actual free speech.
And so you have to recognize that he actually won with a landslide victory. And a lot of people don't get that. They tried to steal the election, and it's not going to work. God's about to lay it bare.
And God's not saying, look, you know he won big. I know he won big. So be satisfied with that. Put on a good attitude and let's move forward. I told you he's going to win big. He did win big. Now get over it. He's not saying that.
No, it's not over. He's about to lay it bare. January, February, March. I think we're going to find out in April. I think everything's going to change.
You must stand up in front of the American people and admit what happened. Stand up and say it was a fraud. Stand up and say I didn't win legitimate. Don't tell your handlers what you're going to say. Just say it before they can stop you.
And what we're going to do, once everybody's going to know about this, in spite of the media, and we're bringing it up. We've got the case. It's almost ready. And when we bring it 5-6 weeks before the Supreme Court. Now, let me tell you, by the time it gets there, everyone's going to know it, including all 9 of them justices. This time, they can't. They'll have already seen the evidence. They're going to have to accept this. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a 9-0 vote going, wow, this was an attack on our country by foreign actors and domestic. And I don't know what they do after that. I've said that in my movie, but I will tell you this. They will do something. They have to.
If we're going to spend all this money, and by the way, I don't like the stimulus package at all. Now, I realize you're getting some much needed money, and that's fine. But I don't like it at all because I'm a conservative. I'm a fiscal conservative. I don't believe the government owes me a dime. I believe in hard times, I dig my own self out. But that's okay. If Donald Trump said, if we're going to blow this money anyway, then blow it on our people. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that bill that was passed today where you're getting all this money, that was an offering from our late president to every one of you.
I am saying that I believe Apophis is the asteroid that is talked about in the book of Revelation, chapter 8. It is what is called Wormwood in the Bible.
Oh, and that wormwood means poison, doesn't it?
Yes, bitterness. And again, you know, we can go into this during this program, but I believe that Apophis is carrying an alien microorganism on it in which a virus is being sustained. And I believe it's going to make coronavirus look like a walk in the park. On impact with the earth, the contagion that is going to be brought to this planet.
I could go on that one. Can I say this? Right wing watch, you listening? Anybody, you can give me a thumbs up here. Anybody wants to? Just because a bunch of us agree with it doesn't make it right, though. Can I tell you something? Sorry, Reggie. A woman's got no business being a cop. A woman's got no business being a cop. Now, there's a place for a woman in law enforcement, but it is not pulling up at my house and arresting some burly 6'5", 285-pound. That is not a woman's job. How did we ever get to the point where we think that is normal for a woman to do that? Why? Because that's perverted. See?
Nancy Pelosi called the Capitol a temple. You know, it's the Democrats that worship government as if government is some kind of God. And the government will never be God. And it can never be God. There's only one God. And he created all things that we know and see and hear and feel and experience in our life. God created creation. This government is not God. And this Capitol is not a temple.
And put him in charge of doing a data dump to display to all of you all the skeletons out of the closet into the streets. Show the world who the traitors are, and then use the Insurrection Act to drop the hammer on them. And all of us veterans who swore that oath, until you're age 65, you can be called up as the militia to support and defend the Constitution. He needs to know from you that you are with him, that if he does not do it now while he is commander-in-chief, we're going to have to do it ourselves later in a much more desperate, much more bloody war. Let's get it on now while he is still the commander-in-chief. Hooah!
There is an emergency order from 2018 that this nation is operating under, and they literally are going to go down as traitors. And, you know, if you go to the extreme case, they can be, it's executable.
And I'm going to tell you something, and I want everybody to take heed. This is what I've heard from the Lord. Homosexuality is a cover-up for an evangelist. People that are in that lifestyle are really called evangelists by the Lord. And this is a spirit that attacks that to stop it. So instead of just praying a lot of things right here, what I'm led to do is to call forth the gift of evangelism that God has placed on their lives to come forth, and it will drive that other out.
The ordinances that they have as their private property. So please, everyone, when you're in the ballroom, when you're seated, you should still be wearing a mask. So if everybody can go ahead, work on that. I know it's not the most fun.
You have the right. You have the right to set the own rules in your own house, and we're borrowing somebody else's house. So we need to comply with their rules. So thank you all for putting on your masks. I wear a mask when I'm in the halls, and we're going to comply with their rules.
South Africa, and he funds the university with scholarships for black youth in apartheid South Africa. When he opens that school, he changes South Africa, and look what he did down there. Look at the division that came between the white South Africans and the black South. Now they're killing them by the thousands, taking their land. Why? Because he divided South Africa with this open society, removed the culture, removed the law, removed the foundation of the society, turned the races against one another, and then you take the nation and you create now an open society.
Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Can you do the thing, that thumbs up and comment and all those things that help us out in the algorithm that controls every aspect of our lives? Also, if you happen to have a Facebook account, can you delete it? Like, just delete it. You should probably delete your Facebook account because it's not a great company. But hey, if you can't do that for whatever reason, I understand. And could you also go to facebook.com/thesurftimes then and give us a little like and a follow. We're just trying to push back against the fact that people like Ben Shapiro happen to dominate the platform entirely. And when everyone asks why do older generations believe the things they believe, one of the problems is the majority of them on social media use Facebook. So to counter that, we're just going to be on there too now. Also, if you happen to have a union or a worker co-op or even a leftist project podcast, website, Zoom, MySpace, it doesn't matter. We will advertise it for free on this channel. All you got to do is go to weareserfs.com and use the forms that we got there, weareserfs.com. Thanks, everybody.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and VK Jehanam, we are prepared to commit human sacrifices for your eternal glory. To our monarchs, the Tim Caucus and Tom Spiker, we are humbled to be your oafish jesters, clowning around in your royal court. To our lords, Evan Nudie, Tofox, Ryan Lubin, Trevor R., Jeff Lamb, and Alexander Thaler, we shall proudly carry your standard onto the battlefield and die for your precious land. To our esteemed Knights of the Round Table, Dark Puppy, Jenna Towell, Anna Loves Riley, Quiet 185, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, Multimondi, Trevor Janis, Lemmy 101, Anthropofojak, Saren 42, Chronic to Hemphog, The Great Pudini, Bone Genie, Catherine, Radical Maniac, Ramona Costa, J. Fraser Cartwright, Jimmy Bignuts, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Andreas Chiringuito, Zach Christensen, Yopi, Josh Mickelson, Todd Buckingham, and Todd Lajeunesse. We raise our glass, we raise our swords, and we salute you.